And let's be clear, the chart of human evaluation is not only the primary tool of a case supervisor, but the theta mest theory and the tone scale is the basis of our entire grade chart. In other words, to say the book is important would be a gross understatement. The book is broken into two parts, the first on the tone scale itself, and the second on Dianetic processing. Which brings us to this. When Science of Survival was published, it was presented with the subtitle of Simpler and Faster Techniques. If that's the case, then how come so many find it so complex? Well, as a first answer, I can tell you this. If you haven't read book 1, then why bother with Science of Survival? Because, and let's be very clear, these books do build one breakthrough upon another. Specifically, Science of Survival is filled with book 1 terminology, and LRH doesn't spend time repeating what book 1 already contains. But returning to our theme tonight, as you no doubt have also realized, this too was a dictated book. And since the transcriptionist and editor were the first to touch this book, the very book defining the various tone levels, it then follows that they were also the first 1-1 since the tone level was discovered. And here's what I mean. They were so indecisive, they really didn't know where to begin or end the sentence. Specifically, here's where they weren't sure if it should be a comma or a period, and so they split the difference and used a semicolon, which a good percentage of readers never understood in the first place. And given one semicolon begets another, it wasn't long before it was the march of the semicolons, frustrating readers and lengthening lines to word thirds from one end of Scientology to another. Not that I want to overstate the matter or badmouth somebody who was trying, but when you consider that even when they didn't use one of their multitudes of semicolons, they still started the sentence in the wrong place. And when you further consider that when the book was returned to its original and intended form, it reads with the simplicity of a self-analysis, it really does bear comment. So let me put it this way. Yes, this book too is now perfect. And the number of incorrect instances of punctuation that had to be corrected, hang on to your seat. 3,825. So yes, you were right, something just didn't make sense. Whereupon, what more is there to say? Students were previously spending weeks upon weeks digging their way through this book. Perhaps suffering is a better word. And yet many students currently on a pilot program are completing this 550-page book in as little as 22 hours. Even if you double or triple that time, you are still looking at 1/10 previous times. So for the first time, you have LRH's text as he originally intended, providing the very basics of the tone scale, the basic laws of theta, ARC, including their interaction on the tone scale, and so it goes, chapter by chapter. For any who have ever had difficulty with the book, it's now so clear you will actually wonder where the confusion ever was, because the book is that simple, just as LRH wrote it.